Hello friends, I'm Robin Fike at Stampin' Country. Welcome to my stamping studio. Are you ready for a sneak peek from the new Stampin' Up! 2020 catalog? Today we're going to learn how to make this fancy fold card. It's called a Z-fold card. It's quite a bit simpler than the old double Z-fold. We're going to use a new bundle called Forever Fern. I'm a sucker for anything green and ferny. It has dies and has a lot of stamps, which I already have mounted on the blocks. Are you ready to learn how to make this beautiful card? Okay, so I made a belly band and I want to show you how it opens. Isn't it gorgeous? Just look at all the blues and the greens and the ferns and the leaves. It's beautiful. You're going to start with a piece of 12-inch, yes, I did say 12-inch by 5.5-inch Whisper White cardstock. And then we're going to score it at 4 inches and 8 inches. Let me show you something here. So I'm going to score at 4. And then rather than extending my arm and going out to the 8, I'm just going to flip it over end for end, and I'm going to score at 4 again. So the end result is scored at 4 inches and 8 inches, but it was just quicker and easier. Now to make that little triangle cutout, I need a little tick mark, and I'm going to measure to 2 3/4. You can even eyeball it if you want to, but you need some kind of mark there. You can erase that when you're done. And so we're going to cut from that first 4-inch score line to the tick mark. So you need to line that up in the ditch of your cutter. And cut. Okay, so that's going to give us our fold, and you want the big end on the right side. And we're going to stamp. This is going to be the main surface of our card. Now I'm going to use a wide array of blues and greens. I'm going to use Garden Green, Pool Party, Coastal Cabana, Shaded Spruce, Pear Pizzazz, and Mint Macaron. I would actually use the new Just Jade, but I don't have it yet. So we're going to start with the Coastal Cabana, which is a blue, and we're going to do our sentiment. I like to do that first just because I can work around that then. Then, when you're random stamping, I like to start with the bigger stamps first. So this is a big stamp. I'm stamping with the Shaded Spruce. Don't overthink this. Just put some on. Look at the fine detail. So you have the light and the dark, and it does it automatically for you with this stamp. Okay, now we're going to use the Mint Macaron, and we're going to do another stamp. Look at the light and the dark. You look like an expert at shading and coloring, and all you're doing is stamping. Again, don't overthink this. Just randomly put some stamps on your paper. Now I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to use this taller, pointier leaves here. Again, I'm just going random. So every card's going to look a little bit different. See how the shades just... Okay, now we're going back to the Coastal Cabana with this little bubbly leaves. So you have a little bit of blue mixed in with your greens. You know what? I should have tried Pretty Peacock in here. I bet that would have been pretty too. Gorgeous. Okay, now a little bit of garden green. I was a little worried about this because this is a lot more yellow, but it looks great. Just a nice blend. These are the smaller ones, so I'm just tucking those in wherever I need a little bit of greenery. You can layer them on as thick or as light as you want. I felt like I needed a little bit more of that mint macaron leaf, so I'm going to go back and add just a couple. Now I'm going to use Pool Party ink, which is a blue. And I'm going to do these little splatter marks. This little stamp comes in the Forever Fern stamp set. This is very random. Just start stamping. Don't overthink it. Instead of splattering with a brush, I'm stamping the splatters with the stamp. Beautiful. Add a little bit more. Okay, to fold it, you're just going to fold it over so it's going to make that Z. And you notice how I have that white space there. I'm going to go back and stamp that now. I'm going to start with my Coastal Cabana and another sentiment. You can do this. Coastal Cabana for my little bubbly leaves. This is the mint macaron and some garden green. Let's go back to the shaded spruce and do that big one, only just on the edge. This is our Pool Party. We'll do, I don't like to stamp the entire back of my card because it does show through to the front. I need just a little bit more. Hopefully I don't overdo here. Beautiful. Now we're going to make our band. This is the new Just Jade. And I've cut it a 1/2 inch wide and 8.5 inches long. You want it loose so you can slide it on and off. I'm just using a little glue dot. I find it to be a little stronger. And then we're going to make a double bow. This is the new gingham Just Jade ribbon. We're going to weave in and out. So weave in, I'm using just 2 fingers, in. Okay, so you have 2 little loops, 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top. Now we're going to tuck this end ribbon in the ditch. We'll bring it back up the other side, and we're going to come in from the bottom and pull it up towards the top. And then we're just going to tighten it. Slide it off your fingers. I love this gingham ribbon. It's so easy to work with. We'll trim the ends and use a glue dot to apply it to our band. I'm going to put it right over the crease, or not the crease, where they overlap. Very pretty. Okay, I don't like this little line here, so I'm going to go back to my dies that come in my Forever Fern bundle. And I chose this little die. And watch how this works. I'm going to cut a piece. This is the Just Jade again. I'm going to use a couple little glue dots. And it sort of helps cover up that line, takes away the harshness, adds a little bit of detail. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Have a fabulous day.